This is natto. It's an ancient Japanese dish of fermented soybeans. It contains this, nattokinase, a natural enzyme clinically shown to clean the blood and support healthy blood viscosity. And these are some of the most popular name brand nattokinase products. And make sure to stick around until the end of this video because I've ranked all of these popular products by potency, purity, and value, so you can choose the best nattokinase product for your health goals. Hi, I'm Danny Curtin. Thank you for joining me today. Before we look at these formulas, there is one key concept you need to understand, and that concept is nattokinase potency. What it is, what it tells you, and how it's measured. For dietary supplements, potency is almost always determined by weight, and it's typically labeled in grams or milligrams. Take these two vitamin C products, for example. This product from Thorne provides vitamin C, serving size of 1 capsule, and it provides 500 milligrams of vitamin C for that 1 capsule. Alternatively, this Whole Foods 365 brand, this supplies 1,000 milligrams in 1 tablet. It's not a capsule, but it's one nonetheless. So it's obvious this product is twice as potent as this product. Pretty easy, right? This is where you need to pay attention. The potency of nattokinase, its strength, its power, its ability to clean your blood is based on activity, not on weight. This activity that I'm referring to is labeled as fibrinolytic units. Fibrinolytic units indicate how many units of fibrin can be broken down or digested for that specific amount of nattokinase that you have. For example, a capsule that contains 1,000 fibrinolytic units can break down 1,000 units of fibrin. If you have 3 of those capsules, you can break down or digest 3,000 units of fibrin. To make this a little easier, I like to analogize this concept with coffee and caffeine. You can think of nattokinase as the coffee and the fibrinolytic activity as the caffeine. On average, a regular cup of coffee contains about 90 milligrams of caffeine, but a regular cup of coffee from Starbucks provides about 180 milligrams of caffeine. Both 8-ounce cups of coffee are the same size, the same weight, and they're even the same product, but one cup is almost twice as potent as the other. Nattokinase potency is just like this. You've got to know what the fibrinolytic activity is. Weight is irrelevant. Okay, finally to the nattokinase products. I'm sure you're aware there are hundreds of products to choose from, but I picked products that are made by reputable brands that have a long history and they're widely available at local stores and online. But I don't want you to worry if I don't talk about the product that you're specifically taking, because you'll still be able to take the concepts you learn here and apply them to the product that you're currently using. Okay, so here's what I do when looking for a nattokinase product. The first thing, I check the potency, specifically fibrinolytic activity per capsule. All products are going to label fibrinolytic activity, but they're going to do it on a per dose basis. But don't let this confuse you because a dose isn't always 1 capsule. So by figuring out the potency per capsule, I'm going to be able to compare apples to apples. Just find the fibrinolytic activity on the supplement facts panel of the product that you're taking and divide that number by the serving size. It's usually just going to be 1, but it might be 2 or 3 capsules. The second thing I want to know is how pure is the product? Does it have a bunch of other ingredients or allergens? I'd rather spend a little more money to avoid ingredients that don't have any health benefit. And when it comes to allergens, especially if I'm recommending products, I want them to be free of peanuts, tree nuts, gluten, soy, and corn. And even if you're not sensitive, a lot of these ingredients are treated with fungicides, pesticides, and many are genetically modified as well. And last but not least, I want to know the value of the product. But value for nattokinase can be tricky since there are so many different sizes and activity levels. So what I do is I base the value almost primarily on how much the fibrinolytic activity costs. All you've got to do is take the fibrinolytic activity per capsule that we figured out in step 1, multiply it by the capsule count of the bottle that you have. That's going to give you the total fibrinolytic activity for the entire bottle. And then you divide that large total bottle activity number by the price you paid. This is going to give you the product's value, the amount of fibrinolytic activity for every dollar that you spend. First up is the professional product from Xymogen. Flip this over. We'll look at the supplement facts panel, and it's really tiny here. And we look at the nattokinase amount per serving, and do we have activity? Yes, we do. We have 2,000 fibrinolytic units. Serving size here is 2 capsules. So if you were looking at this, you might think it's 2,000 per cap, but it's actually 1,000 per capsule. The next thing is purity. What else is in this product? We saw that there was nattokinase on the back, but it's got other ingredients. Microcrystalline cellulose. It's got the capsule. That cellulose is also part of the capsule. We've got stearic acid, silica, magnesium stearate, and medium chain triglyceride oil. Oh, and it also contains soy. So we know it has one allergen as well. Now we want to look at what the value is. You just take the fibrinolytic activity that you figured out in step 1. So we know it's 1,000 per capsule. And we go ahead and multiply that by 60 capsules because we have 60 capsules here. And we've got 60,000 fibrinolytic units per bottle. So when you divide that by 46, you get 1,304 fibrinolytic units per dollar spent. On to the next product. We've got Arthur Andrew Medical's Nattovena. I can see right here on the front that it's already telling me it's got 4,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule, but let's see what it says on the back here. I'm gonna flip it over. So nattokinase on the supplement facts panel, 4,000, and the serving size is 1 capsule. Next step, purity. Are there any other ingredients? So it's just the cellulose capsule. And then as far as allergens, it says Nattovena tests free of dairy, gluten, and soy allergens. So sounds like they tested the product for soy as well. And if you've watched one of my videos in the past, nattokinase should be completely isolated. So if it's done right, there really shouldn't be any soy left over. And it looks like that's what we've got here with Nattovena. But as far as value, we take 4,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule times 180 capsules gives us 720,000 fibrinolytic units of activity per bottle. We'll divide that by what we paid, $49.99. That gives us 14,403 fibrinolytic units of activity for every dollar we spend on Nattovena. Next up is Source Naturals. What are we going to do? We're going to flip this over. Supplement facts panel, 2,000 fibrinolytic units per serving. And we see here the serving size is 1 capsule. So we know we've got another product with 2,000 per capsule. Purity, other ingredients here. We've got, again, that same type of listing with the cellulose and another piece of the capsule. And then a filler here, magnesium stearate, which the first product had, and silica as well. And this one also says that it contains soy. So take the 120,000 fibrinolytic units that are in this bottle, divide that by the $34.98, and you get 3,431 fibrinolytic units for every dollar you spend. Next up, Solaray. 100 milligrams, it says 1,250 fibrinolytic units on the front. But let's go ahead and flip this over. We got nattokinase. We've got 1,250 fibrinolytic units per serving, and it's a 1 capsule dose. What's the purity? We look at the other ingredients. We've got rice flour, vegetable cellulose capsule, cellulose again, so they're actually adding more cellulose inside the capsule. Magnesium stearate, another filler, and silica, which seems to be pretty common. Let's figure out what the value is. So we've got 1,250 fibrinolytic units per capsule. We've got 30 capsules, and that's going to give us 37,500 fibrinolytic units. And we're going to go ahead and divide that by what we paid, $21.76. So that's going to give us 1,723 fibrinolytic units for every dollar we spend when we're purchasing Solaray. Next up, Doctor's Best, right off the bat, says 2,000 fibrinolytic units on the front of the label. Let's flip this over. Nattokinase, 2,000 fibrinolytic units per serving. It's a 1 veggie capsule serving, so we know this is also 2,000 per capsule. Pretty standard dose. How about the purity? Other ingredients, this one has maltodextrin. It also has hypromellose, which is the capsule, and then another filler, magnesium stearate. So a little bit less than the others, and this one does say that it contains soy. So what's the value here? Let's take the 2,000 per capsule times 90. We've got 180,000 fibrinolytic units per bottle. We'll divide that by what we paid. Pretty inexpensive here, $15.39. And that's going to give us 11,696 fibrinolytic units of activity for every dollar we spend with Doctor's Best. Next up, Pure Encapsulations using the NSKSD brand. So this one is definitely going to be more expensive because not only do we have a brand name product in Pure Encapsulations, but they're also using a brand name ingredient. So you're definitely going to pay a premium for that. So let's flip this over. Supplement facts, NSK nattokinase, 2,000 fibrinolytic units. Serving size is 1 capsule. So again, 2,000 per capsule. What about the purity? Other ingredients, hyperallergenic plant fiber, which is cellulose, vegetarian capsule. So this just has cellulose similar to the Nattovena. However, this contains a sorbitol palmitate, which is a lipid form of vitamin C, and it's typically used in manufacturing. Usually you're going to see something like that in a mineral type product, something that's gritty, that can damage the capsule. So usually you would use that to soften up the powder, but nattokinase, as you can see with the other products, doesn't typically have a lipid in there like a sorbitol palmitate. So I'm not too sure why they're using it. Maybe their manufacturing process is different, but that's what that is. So it's not a huge problem for me. I feel like this is one of the cleaner products. It's basically plant fiber and vitamin C, but it does say that it contains soy. So obviously it's either not filtered as well as it could be, or they're just putting that on there to be safe. I'm not sure. Maybe they don't test it for soy. The Nattovena said it was tested. So what's the value of this? 2,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule times 120 capsules is 240,000 per bottle. We're getting 1,642 fibrinolytic units for every dollar you spend with Pure Encapsulations. On to the final product here. We've got natural factors. Nattokinase enzyme. This one says it's from non-GMO soy, so that's good. Supplying 2,000 fibrinolytic units per serving. Serving size is 1 capsule, so we know that this is 2,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule. Purity. Other ingredients. Microcrystalline cellulose, vegetarian capsule, which is, in this case, carbohydrate gum, cellulose, purified water. Then it's got silica, magnesium stearate, and this also says that it contains soy. So this also has a whole bunch of other ingredients and an allergen, or at least it's not tested. So what's the value? And we get 120,000 fibrinolytic units of activity per bottle of natural factors nattokinase. We'll divide that by the $22.37, and we'll get a pretty good 5,364 fibrinolytic units of activity for every dollar we spend with natural factors. So now that we've gone over every product, let's take a look at the charts and see how the products performed. The first thing we looked at was potency, or like I said, fibrinolytic activity per capsule. At the bottom of the list with 1,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule, we've got the professional product Xymogen nattokinase. In the top spot with 4,000 fibrinolytic units per capsule, we've got Nattovena. On to the second chart. We looked at purity. How many other ingredients are in each product, with less being better? At the bottom of the list, we've got Xymogen and Solaray. And Nattovena only contains 1 additional ingredient. For our last chart, we looked at value. When it comes to value, the last 2 products hit it out of the park. Wow, I think that's enough for today. But I do have a surprise. Are you ever curious about third-party testing and what that even means? Well, I sent all of the products that we looked at today, plus a whole bunch more, to be third-party tested. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when that amazing new content comes out. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure to like it and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, I'm Danny Curtin. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.